What if the woman who accidentally hit a struggling single father with her car became his CEO interviewer the very next day? In the heart of Portugal, one unexpected meeting changed two lives forever. Stay with us until the emotional ending, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you believe honesty, kindness, and second chances can change destiny. Miguel Santos, a 34-year-old single father, had learned long ago that life rarely offered second chances without demanding sacrifice first. Living in a modest apartment on the outskirts of Lisbon, Portugal, he balanced every hour of his day between work and raising his 6-year-old daughter, Sophia. Since losing his wife several years earlier, every decision he made revolved around giving Sophia a safe, loving, and stable future. His mornings began before sunrise, preparing breakfast, helping her get ready for school, and reminding her that no matter how difficult life became, kindness and honesty would always matter more than wealth. Those simple lessons became the foundation of their small but hopeful family. After dropping Sophia at school, Miguel headed to the elegant riverside hotel where he worked as a maintenance technician. His job rarely attracted attention, yet every guest enjoyed the comfort created by his careful work behind the scenes. Whether repairing electrical systems, fixing plumbing, or responding to emergency maintenance requests, Miguel approached every task with professionalism and quiet determination. His supervisors respected his reliability because he never complained, even during long shifts that stretched into late evenings. While others dreamed of promotions through shortcuts or office politics, Miguel believed genuine success came from consistency, patience, and earning trust through honest work every single day. Despite his dedication, Miguel understood that his current salary barely covered rent, school expenses, groceries, and transportation. Every month required careful budgeting, leaving little room for unexpected costs or personal comforts. When he discovered an opening for an executive assistant position at one of Lisbon's fastest-growing technology companies, he spent countless evenings preparing. He updated his resume, practiced interview questions, improved his communication skills, and studied the company's history and values. Although the position represented a significant career change, Miguel believed his organizational abilities, discipline, and years of practical problem-solving could prove valuable in a professional corporate environment. On the evening before the interview, dark clouds gathered over Lisbon as heavy rain transformed the city's streets into shining reflections of colorful lights. Miguel finished his shift later than expected after resolving an urgent maintenance problem at the hotel. Realizing he was running behind schedule, he quickly changed into a clean jacket, collected his belongings, and hurried towards Sophia's after-school childcare center. Throughout the journey, his thoughts alternated between concern for arriving on time and quiet excitement about the interview waiting for him the following morning. He knew this opportunity could transform both his career and his daughter's future if everything went well. The rain intensified as Miguel reached one of Lisbon's busiest intersections near the city center. Cars moved carefully across the wet pavement while pedestrians waited for the traffic signal to change. Holding his backpack securely, Miguel stepped onto the crosswalk after confirming the pedestrian light had turned green. At that same moment, a sleek luxury electric car approached the intersection. As its driver attempted to slow down, the tires briefly lost traction on the rain-soaked road. The vehicle slid forward unexpectedly and gently struck Miguel, causing him to lose his balance and fall onto the wet pavement. The surrounding crowd gasped in shock as traffic immediately came to a stop. The driver, 32-year-old businesswoman Beatriz Carvalho, reacted without hesitation. She immediately exited the vehicle despite the heavy rain and rushed toward Miguel with genuine concern. Kneeling beside him, she repeatedly apologized while asking whether he could move comfortably or felt any serious pain. She quickly contacted emergency medical services and remained beside him until help arrived. Witnesses noticed that although her clothing and appearance reflected professional success, her actions showed sincere compassion rather than panic or arrogance. She never attempted to avoid responsibility, understanding that even an unavoidable accident demanded accountability, empathy, and immediate assistance for the person who had been injured. Within minutes, Sophia arrived from the nearby childcare center, accompanied by one of the caregivers who had recognized the commotion outside. Seeing her father sitting on the pavement frightened the little girl, and tears immediately filled her eyes. Ignoring his own discomfort, Miguel smiled gently and opened his arms to reassure her that everything would be all right. After receiving a medical examination, the paramedics confirmed he had suffered only minor bruises and did not require hospitalization. When Beatrice offered to cover every expense and provide additional financial compensation, Miguel politely declined, explaining that his greatest priority was simply taking his daughter home safely before preparing for tomorrow's interview. The following morning, Miguel Santos woke before sunrise despite sleeping only a few hours. The bruises from the previous evening's accident caused slight discomfort, but they could not distract him from the opportunity ahead. After preparing breakfast for 6-year-old Sophia and taking her to school, he returned home to put on his best navy blue suit, carefully pressed the night before. Standing in front of the mirror, he reminded himself that confidence came from preparation rather than luck. Carrying a neatly organized folder containing his resume, certificates, and references, Miguel boarded the metro toward Lisbon's financial district, determined to give everything he had during the interview. The headquarters of one of Lisbon's fastest-growing technology companies stood proudly among the city's modern office towers, reflecting the morning sunlight through its glass exterior. Employees moved confidently through the spacious lobby while visitors checked in at the reception desk. Miguel admired the professional atmosphere but remained calm, greeting everyone politely with genuine respect. After completing the registration process, he waited quietly in the reception area, reviewing a few notes about the company's mission and values. Rather than focusing on the salary or prestige of the position, he concentrated on demonstrating his reliability, communication skills, and willingness to grow within an organization that valued integrity and dedication. When the receptionist finally invited him into the interview room, Miguel walked confidently toward the large conference table. The moment the door opened, however, he stopped for a brief second in complete surprise. Sitting at the head of the interview panel was Beatrice Carvalho, the elegant businesswoman whose luxury electric car had accidentally struck him during the rainstorm the previous evening. Their eyes met for only a moment before both immediately returned to a composed and professional expression. Neither acknowledged the accident or allowed personal emotions to interrupt the formal process. The atmosphere remained respectful, balanced, and entirely focused on the purpose of the meeting. Beatrice welcomed Miguel with the same professionalism she extended to every candidate. Alongside 2 senior managers from the Human Resources Department, she began asking detailed questions about his previous work, experience, leadership abilities, time management, and problem-solving skills. Miguel answered thoughtfully, drawing upon years of responsibility as a hotel maintenance technician without exaggerating his achievements. He explained how unexpected emergencies had taught him to remain calm under pressure, and how raising his daughter alone strengthened his organizational abilities and sense of responsibility. Every answer reflected honesty rather than rehearsed perfection, allowing the interview panel to understand the person behind the resume. As the discussion continued, one manager presented Miguel with several realistic workplace scenarios involving deadlines, client expectations, and conflicts between team members. Instead of rushing through the Questions. He carefully analyzed each situation before offering practical and balanced solutions. His responses emphasized cooperation, accountability, and clear communication rather than placing blame on others. Beatrice listened, attentively noticing that Miguel consistently focused on solving problems while respecting everyone involved. She recognized the same calm character he had displayed during the accident, when his greatest concern had not been himself, but the frightened little girl standing beside him in the rain. Not once during the interview did Miguel mention the previous evening's accident or suggest that Beatrice owed him any special consideration. He never attempted to use the unusual coincidence to gain sympathy or influence the panel's decision. Instead, he concentrated entirely on demonstrating his qualifications, professionalism, and commitment to hard work. Beatrice deeply respected his choice. She understood that genuine integrity was revealed when someone refused to seek personal advantage from unexpected circumstances. To her, Miguel's quiet dignity spoke louder than any impressive resume or polished speech ever could, confirming the values the company sought in every future leader. After the interview concluded, Miguel thanked each panel member for their time and prepared to leave with quiet satisfaction, believing he had done his best, regardless of the outcome. Before he reached the door, Beatrice politely asked him to remain for a moment. After the other interviewers agreed with the evaluation, she smiled warmly and informed Miguel that he had been selected for the position based entirely on his qualifications, character, and outstanding performance throughout the interview. She explained that fairness required every candidate to be judged equally and that his professionalism had earned the opportunity through merit alone. Miguel accepted the offer with sincere gratitude, knowing this achievement belonged entirely to his own effort. As Miguel left the headquarters, the bright Lisbon sky seemed filled with new possibilities. He immediately called Sophia's school to let her know he would bring home wonderful news that evening. Walking through the city's busy streets, he reflected on how quickly life could change when honesty, perseverance, and respect guided every decision. The unexpected accident that had seemed like terrible misfortune became the beginning of a meaningful professional relationship built upon mutual trust and admiration. Both Miguel and Beatriz understood that true leadership was never measured by wealth, authority, or status, but by fairness, compassion, integrity, and the courage to recognize genuine talent wherever it appeared.